But here's the interesting thing. The Trivers, I'm not certain if they made it to American shores or not. I'm not entirely certain, but I do know that the original Trivers did, in fact, become part of the Transformers line. Because, it's Diaclone, you know. So the Trivers did make it into Transformers. I don't know what they're called off the top of my head. I know they have names, but I don't remember what they're called in Transformers. But they did have a character release of some kind. And so yeah, the Trivers are part of Transformers because Diaclone. Uh, but here's the interesting thing. It was either 2019 or 2020. Specifically, the Tri-Digger, or I think it was just Digger originally, got its own Transformers Legacy version, or Legacy, Transformers Universe release. So now, in 2020, 2019, you can have both a Trivers Tri-Digger from Diaclone Reboot, and you can have a Transformers, was it Generations or whatever it is version of the Generation 1 character, which I don't know the name of, and which I am sorely tempted to get, yes. So how weird is that? Two completely different modern day interpretations of an original G1 character. How weird is that? Which I'm tempted to get just because how strange it is, but also because try digger looks interesting, so I can rock that. I don't really have any big problem with Wheeljack as a character or even his appearance. It's just I don't like this particular incarnation. I don't like this specific toy. That's where I've got the problem. So just and what makes it even worse is that when I got this, I deliberately got it thinking that this was an Autobot. Turns out it's not. It's actually a Decepticon. Of course, me not paying attention, I got these at the same time, and it just kind of, yeah, I wasn't thinking very straight when I did that. So it bugged me. It's like, I'd really like to have an Autobot teamed up with an Autobot, and instead I ended up with an Autobot teamed up with a Decepticon, which coincidentally is exactly what happened in Siege. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the terrible Netflix series. It's like, yeah, we watched the Siege series. Yeah, it's kind of okay, but we'll give it a chance. No, no, it's crap. It really is crap. Of course, Earthrise didn't help matters any. So yeah. I'm sorry. It's like 2:50 in the morning right now. I don't know why I'm doing this now, but like, I should have done this yesterday because yesterday was April Fool's Day, and like, I should have done it yesterday, but like, I wasn't thinking. So yeah. But anyways, in light of the video clip that I just showed you, and in light of the fact that it's April Fool's Day, let us move on to something I've actually been sitting on for about 7 months at this point, and that is Powerdasher Zatar from Transformers Select. It's literally just a repaint of this. Except, well, no, it's not just a repaint of this. It's also a slight. There's a slight modification to it, as you'll be seeing in a moment. And by the way, I totally missed the fact that this was in fact based upon a character or it's based upon a G1 toy that was attached to the original Triptychon. This was originally a non-transforming tank, or I guess it'd be a mortar station or something like that, a mobile cannon turret or something like that. Anyways, yeah, that's what this was originally based on, and I totally blanked on that. I didn't know it at the time because, hey, I don't know G1 that well. So, anyways, Zatar. Why am I doing this right now? Why? I mean, I could have done it 6 hours ago when I thought of it, but no. I'm going to do it at, almost 3 in the morning because why not? My sleep schedule's been really crappy the last month and a half now, so that's why I'm wired right now. And bam, he's just sitting there. Cool. I don't remember if I did this for the last generation selects, but here's the box. Zatar, some instruction booklet. Kind of hope they have a catalog in here. Although I guess, you're supposed to get the box is where they show the catalog stuff now. So pretty much the only difference is like his head is different. All the rest is just repaint. So yeah, sure, that's it. Now you know the only difference is just the head is different and it's a repaint. Nice seeing you. You can turn the video off now. Uh, Coincidentally, when I was looking up TF Wiki, I found out just a couple of minutes ago that just like 4 days ago, a third repaint of Bruntier showed up over in Japan. It's like, I think it's called like Centurion Drone or something to that effect. And it's just this. I mean, it actually is just a straight repaint. There's no change in the molds or anything like that. But anyways, it's this, and then there's like a shit ton of accessories in the box as well. So it's kind of an excuse, is like, oh, we need to attach all these accessories to something. Well, let's just attach it to a repaint of another figure. Okay. So yeah, be aware. There's a third, or I'm sorry, there's a second repaint of this floating around now. So yeah. How am I supposed to get his gun out of there? Seriously? Yeah, how do I get that out of there without scratching the paint? There's a lot of paint on this, by the way. Even the barrel is painted. Why? Why would you paint the barrel? Just mold it in a different color. And I feel like I should open up the instructions just because there's probably like the different combinations you're supposed to do with Zaytar. So I should probably pull this out. Previously, when I unboxed Brunt, I commented that the posts that are the pegs and the posts that are used for his shoulders and his knees are really crappy. That hasn't really changed in the last like 8 or 9 months since I got this, however long it's been. I got it in 2020, so whatever. But that being said, I'm hoping that Zaytar here turns out a little bit better. Conehead. The only Conehead I'm worried about is, what was his name? Is it Thrust? I want to make that Conehead joke so badly, but I can't think of what it is. Anyways, yeah, that's the only Conehead that I want. Like, really, really want. It's pretty much saying the only difference is his head. Oh, please tell me the drill spins independently of his head. Please. Yes, it does. The drill does. The drill is actually. I wonder if you can take it off. Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah. So you can actually take the drill off, and his head does move independently. Okay. And the drill is ordinarily molded in black, and it's been painted silver. Oh, Dirge. That's the one. Dirge? Yeah, Dirge. That's the only Conehead I was ever really interested in. That's the one that's white and black and red, right? Yeah, that's the one I like. It's the only Conehead that I appreciate. So I'm liking this yellow, by the way. So that friction is going to be dying as quickly as possible. In fact, I can already feel it dying. That's ridiculous. That friction's fine. Be advised, there was a warning. TFWiki gives a warning that when you transform the how do I say this? When you transform, when you extend out the forearm or whatever, when you the bicep or whatever it is, be really careful, because just because of the way they molded these things, and the exact same thing for Brunt here, by the way. But when you extend it, just because you have to put so much force in actually getting it out just that tiny little bit, be very careful, because if you do that enough times, if you force it enough times, eventually you're going to break it. So just be aware that is a bit of a concern. So I've already encountered it with Brunt a couple of times, so yeah, not thrilled with that. And then we have, or he has, a couple of thumbs. Or claws, I guess. There's a pair of claws right there. And then waist swivel, because you can take these apart, obviously. Friction, swivel, friction. You can only go to 45 degrees because if you go any farther than that, you're just going to pop this off as well. So, oh great, now I've done it. How's the friction? Friction's not bad. Fresh out of the box, friction's not bad. Well, the friction on the shoulder is nice and tight. Again, fresh out of the box, it's nice and tight. Ooh, very nice and tight. Okay, good. I should never oh, it actually has a little bit of a ratchet. Just a little every 45 degrees, so that's good. Alright. Oh, there's the friction. Friction's gone, is done. That right elbow is done, fresh out of the box. I think I said that about Brunt as well. So, yep, there's that. And then he has a gun. So here's the gun. And again, it's just a straight up repaint. And just peg it in right where his elbow is. And that's it. There's his gun right there. Yay. Look at this. Look at this. Fresh out of the box, Hasbro. Fresh out of the box. I don't think that was an action feature. Left arm, the left elbow is good enough. It's the right elbow is just nothing. Yeah. Yeah. So in order to deal with that, I'd have to take apart the entire forearm. There's two screws. It wouldn't be a difficult thing for me to do. It wouldn't be difficult, but just the fact that I would have to do that is where I have the problem. Oh, and before I forget, because this is something that I can forget, before I forget, as I said in the previous clip that I showed at the very beginning of this, Zaytar here is obviously based on his G1 self. But the interesting thing is, his G1 self originally comes from Japan, as did all G1 Transformers, blah, 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 blah. But Zaytar, or what's this one called? Powerdasher Zaytar. Generation Select's Powerdasher Zaytar here is based upon a Diaclone figure, which I can't think of the name of it. Well, I still can't think of the name of it. And so it was either in 2019, I think it was 2020 when I got my hands on it. Diaclone is going through a reboot phase right now and has been for about 3 or 4 years now at this point, whatever it is. And this is the Trivers Tri-Digger from that series. And I mentioned it in that clip. Wouldn't it be interesting to have both of them at the same time because they're both inspired literally from the exact same G1 figure. That's where these come from. And they're just two completely different takes on the exact same figure. Coincidentally, both of them come out of Japan. Just they're completely now like this one is like the coloring and obviously the cone head or whatever it is, but this is just straight up battle machine. This is straight up war machine, and it's also piloted because you can see there's a cockpit in the chest right there, as opposed to Zaytar here, who is a living creature. But with Diaclone, either Diaclone original or Diaclone reboot, they were always piloted machine, which is why all of your Dinobots had little cockpit seats in them or whatever it is. Yeah, well, this is why. So anyways, yeah, I get to and also notice the size differences, and there's also a very, very significant price difference between the two as well. I should point out this thing was like $100. Actually, it's more like $110, and it's only 4.5 inches, 5 inches tall, something like that. It's pretty. Actually, it's close to 6 inches, whatever. Just like this is $110, and this is like $25 or $26, whatever it is. So yeah. Now, of course, this is Generation Selects, which means it's online only purchase. So, yeah, and it's also a repaint and a remold. So, yeah, you do have to pay slightly more for an like this is an average deluxe class size with a really crappy elbow, I should point out. But the reason it's slightly more expensive is just because it's a remold and a repaint. But that being said, yeah, you could basically buy 4 of these for the price of one of these. Okay. So just and also his gun is down there too. So yeah, I just wanted to make that comparison. Although coincidentally, both of them can carry the gun on their backs. So but there's just so much flexibility to this thing, which such is the case with Diaclone Reboot. So yeah, I just wanted to show that little comparison before I move on with transformations and such. Whose idea was it to do this at like 3 a.m. in the morning? 3:04, yeah, 3 a.m. in the morning. You know, just because Brunt doesn't have the drill bit problem, I want to see what they do with the head. Take that off. Okay, all right. So on Brunt, there was a peg located in the front of his chest in a really, really inconvenient place that you totally can't get to if you don't have fingernails. There's a peg located on the front right there that you have to fold out, or you fold it away when it's in robot mode, or you can. Let's see, how does that work? I don't. Yeah, this is usually folded away unless you're turning it into what I call it weaponizer mode, where you're attaching it to stuff. That's what that peg is for. But Brunt doesn't have to deal with this, and so what you do with Zatar here is you take off the cone, and then you'll notice his chest right there. There's the peg right there. And so what I'm going to do is you take the head, or you take the cone, you take the drill bit off, and then you transform it pretty much the same. Actually, yeah, you transform it the same. You know what? I'm gonna turn the head around so the head is a little more hidden in vehicle mode. Hopefully, there's no objection to that. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna hide the face, because whatever. Nice tight shoulder joints there. I don't know if that's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing though. Wow, that came off even easier. Wow. Okay, so confirmed the knees have little or no friction in there. Yeah, and it's the peg. It's not the holes you plug into. It's definitely the pegs. Yeah, the pegs are just nothing. Oh, I don't want to fold away those the pegs for the knees because it's impossible to get them out again. So I'm just gonna leave them out. The original Zatar, um, or the original G1 figure, did not have any weapons in vehicle mode. Okay, so here we go. Fold up, fold up this peg right here, and then take the cone or the drill bit and stick it on there. Of course, it's a friction joint, so don't expect a lot out of it. But yeah, there. Oops, nope, no. I'm sorry. Where does his weapon go? Does it say where his gun goes? No, it does not. It does not tell you where to put his weapon. Okay, well, on Brunt, the barrel goes on the end of the barrel, and then the rest of the gun attaches here, so that's an option. But because we're dealing with drill bits, and like maybe it's like a megasonic cannon or something like that, or I don't know, I just made that up. I'm just going to attach it right there. There. Now he's got a bigger cannon than his predecessor. So there you have Zatar in his drill tank mode. That it's totally not a drill tank. It's stupid to have that there. Where can I put this? Stick on the side, or wait, how does that? What is? Oh, there is a difference. Oh, that's right. There is a difference. One of the legs has the peg on the one side, and the other. Okay, so there is a difference. All right. I goofed. Oh, okay. There we go. Now it fits better. There we go. That's what the problem was. Okay, I feel a little more comfortable. So now I've got his gun attached to the one side here. There we go. It's a little better. And if you absolutely have to have it be more G1-ish, just because you're that person, you can take it off and expose a bunch of stuff on the underside here. Yep, got another drill tank and transformers. I'm tired. Why did I do this at 3 a.m.? What is wrong with me? So, there you go. There is Brunt and Zatar. And then before I really start getting into the crazy, I just want to show you again what kind of crazy we're dealing with. Here's Zatar, which again is based on the G1 figure. This is how Transformers does it. And then this is how Diaclone deals with it. Now you tell me which one's the better reboot. Or which one's the better alternate figure. You've got giant cannons, you've got dual drill bits, you've got missile launchers, you've got claws on the front, you've got a cockpit, and you've got a lot of bulk to it. As opposed to this, where it's like, okay, you got that little thing right there, and spotlights that are on the sides as opposed to on the front, and it's got a couple of tank treads under there. Okay, that's all well and good. So you tell me which one do I get the better bang for my buck? I'm just fucking saying. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out real quick before I start getting into the trans crazy over here. Oh no, they're picturing oh, what's his name? Is that Sideswipe? Yeah, that's Sideswipe. Are you kidding me? I went through all this. It's been sitting here for 7 months, and they're recommending Sideswipe. Ugh. Why did I even get Wheeljack? Oh, because he was recommended with what was it called? Daddy or Daddy-O, and what was the other one? I totally can't think of what those things are called. So, anyways, yeah, that's why I got Wheeljack. All right, whatever. Well, there's nothing to say that I can't use Wheeljack. Just like I just don't like this figure, and now I find out, oh yeah, you don't even need Wheeljack. The only reason I got this is because like I got this is like, oh, I need to pair it up with something, so I'll go with Wheeljack because it was recommended. It was like it's convenient. Oh yeah, they totally don't match. So I'm like, ah. Oh, I attach it to the backpack, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay, that's right. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of Wheeljack's his shoulder cannon here. Actually, it's a shoulder missile launcher, I guess. But wait, I can't get on. I can't put his backpack on there because he's got. Can I take these off? I don't remember. Okay, yes, I can't take these little flippity flaps off. Flippity flaps, is that what they call them in your house? Yes, it is. Except it's not my house. No, don't do that. Don't you even. Hmm. The procedure is slightly different for the drill bit, so I need to sort out what's happening here. Wait, how does that? Oh! Oh, it just fits. Oh, that's awful. That's Hasbro. That's not happening. That's not happening. So they want me to take this and this little rim on his waist, and they want me to just fit this in there. And that's just not happening. It popped off instantly. You saw me react. That friction is just. There it goes again. I didn't even touch it that time. That's not happening. I mean, I want it to happen, but that's not happening. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Yet another case of this figure not having good friction. They couldn't even pick. There's two pegs on here, and the one area you want me to put the drill bit in is the one place that it won't fit properly because of friction. In order to get this to fit properly, I would need to add what's that? I would need to add like enamel paint, or I'd need to add a glue, or super glue trick or whatever. I'd have to add that to this, and then it would fit. Not because I would be gluing it in place. I mean, obviously you want it to dry first and then you fit it. But yeah, that barely stays on. It's popped off twice already. That's right. Yeah, it popped off twice. That's just nothing. That is absolutely nothing. And I'm trying to find like, oh, maybe there's like a sweet spot for friction or something, whatever. That's kind of the best I've got right now. So, ugh. Well, that's disappointing. Yeah, you tilt that down. Okay, so you want to get him into. So keep it in tank mode, or you keep the torso in tank mode. You keep the peg down, and then you do that. So I can't even remember what they do with bronze. So, yeah, Yeah, we're off to a great start here. All right. And it has nothing to do with me being tired this time. Oh, great. So it turns out I don't need to remove these fins on the back of Wheeljack. You can remove them. That's probably for like the convenience of manufacturing, but like turns out you don't need to remove them. So I don't know. I might have to, considering how stupid some of this stuff is. And the cannon goes over his shoulder. Yeah. Well, no. What I can do is I can turn the spoiler back to car mode or whatever it is. Even then, it doesn't fit properly. Wheeljack, you're just doing everything you can to piss me off, aren't you? You want me to hate you, don't you? Is it just me? Because I'm just not feeling like. Again, I'm not opposed to the character of Wheeljack. It's just this particular incarnation of it. This particular toy is the thing that's just rubbing me the wrong way at every single turn. Is there like a specific weaponizer you're supposed to attach to Wheeljack? Really, because like I can't get the cannon over his shoulder. I can't get the shield onto his forearm. Honestly, I don't remember if he was this much trouble previously. Gotta be really careful with these things. Really careful. Wheels to the outside, wheels to the outside. All right, good. I was about to say that Wheeljack's own heel spurs is going to ruin it, but no, it turns out that's okay. I really should have watched the Wheeljack video a little closer to see, or the Brunt video to see how I reacted there, see if my reactions match up. Why this just doesn't fit him. Kind of like I like the idea of weaponizers, but just it didn't. Maybe I'm just lucking out just because of the way this. For safety's sake. I don't care if that's rounded off or not. I'm just not even going to deal with it. And there's no friction in his hips. Okay. So, anyways, here's weaponized Wheeljack and his demolition loadout, which I suppose seems like an appropriate name, considering he's got a drill tank attached to him. So demolition mode. That yeah, demolition loadout. So the knees on Wheeljack are just nothing. So flimsy, barely hold. And the hips just aren't having it. So awkward to pose this. At least the arms are relatively behaving themselves, but the hips are just like they just slip right out from underneath him. So it's like he's using ice skates or something. So yeah, all right, it works. I totally forgot to attach the rifle. I don't care. I just want to get this over with. Seriously, did anybody else have trouble with the Wheeljack figure? I mean, really, just. Oh, don't. Okay. Almost lost the drill bit. Oh, you just want me to keep that on there. Okay. And I had a little bit of a panic mode there because I thought that for this alternate node they want you to keep it on there. No, you actually want to take the drill bit and you want to plug it into where his head is. So that's where I put it. Okay, so like I said, I had a panic moment, but I'm good now. I'm okay. I'm good. Okay. I hate it when this happens. I can't tell which one goes on which side. Great. Because it's too small for me to be able to see it. Oh, I hope I don't have problems with this. Oh, that's nice and tight. Okay, good. And his hips are just completely compromised. This sucks. Now he's incredibly back heavy. Guess what you need in order to prevent that from happening? You need the hip joints to be nice and tight, and they're not on this. My question is like, why would Hasbro even come up with this particular mode? Like the serpentine loadout. Like, what transform is ever gonna do that? Super tight when you try to transform it, and then super loose when you try to pose with it. You just got to be super super careful. I hope that click made it into the recording because that was a pretty loud click. But that being said, and with this mode, it's all about the orientation of which component goes where. At least I think it does. I don't know. And then it makes absolutely no mention whatsoever of what happens to the gun, which really sucks. I don't remember if they. You know what? He should be able to hold his gun. He damn well better be able to hold it. Yeah, okay, there we go. And then we have Wheeljack with his, it's called Serpentine loadout. It's really, really shitty hips. Come on, work with me. By the way, there's that crappy elbow. There it is again. Yep, there's serpentine armor for Zatar specifically because you can tell he's got that drill bit there. And also the colors, you know. And then the instructions make no mention whatsoever of the gun, so like I'm gonna attach it to his right hand claw because like he's got these claws up here, so like I think he can afford to hold the gun, you know. So drill bits sticking out the back. We don't have anywhere better to attach it. Yep, there it is. I suppose like if it wasn't Wheeljack specifically, I might be more enthusiastic about this, but also getting that drill bit into the hip connection point, that's not a bad idea. It's just it's effed up because the friction is just absolutely nothing. It comes off there so easily. So like, I'm not even going to complain about serpentine mode. I'm not, just because like it gets it out of the way and whatever. So, and I mean Brunt can do exact. I mean Brunt does both of these things because obviously repaint. So, hmm. But again, you know which one am I getting the better bang for my buck here? You know. Also, because crappy Wheeljack figure. So maybe it's just my particular copy of Wheeljack. I don't know. I feel like I should get another one. Okay. Yeah. What time is it now? It's now 3:40 in the morning. So, all right. I'm not gonna edit this until tomorrow. So actually later today. I'm not gonna edit this until later today. I'm gonna put this thing to bed and then I'm gonna put myself to bed. Okay. Well, I did what I said I was gonna go out to. I did what I said I was going to go out to do. Um, mission accomplished, I'll say. And then also Tri Digger over here. So yeah, I get both of them at the same time. Hooray! Uh, okay. Well, it's not a bad idea. It's really not. Just like it's the execution where things usually go wrong. What is it with me and liking things that have poor execution? Like nice idea but poor execution. You know. Okay, that's it. And so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you very much for tuning in.